the show is going to be a fast one tonight. No preachers going wild. That will be, I'm thinking about doing one on Christmas Eve, a special one on Christmas Eve. Just one, quick show, Christmas Eve, get it out the way. But today is going to be one. I plan to pretty much tick people off tonight. It's going to be a quick one. So please share this to everyone that's like a choir person or whatever. It's going to be fun. I'm not going to be here very long. It's after 10 here. So I plan to be done with this really quickly, like 10:30. So if you give me like 20, 30 minutes of your time, I'm being lying preacher tonight and tell you it's not going to be long. Now, if you want to call in or you want to join in the show, I'm going to open it up to you. I will stay late for you. But this one is going to be fun. So I tell you, share this now, because once we get going, we're not stopping. Because there's been a lot of stuff happening between, with songs and everything else over the past week. I received a couple of things. First thing I've received was very funny. We're going to jump into this, and then we're going to move on. Y'all ready? Watch this. On. Destiny. Gentlemen, if I start in one key, you meet me in that key. You meet me in that key. Give me the key. Give me the key. Key to the verse. Yeah, key to the verse. Now listen. This was shown to me, and I know somebody that's playing on this tour, God bless them, and I think they're doing well from what I'm hearing. The shows that she actually shows up to. When I heard that she was like showing up, that she had a show and she was doing on the tour, I knew she was going to make this show. Because in my mind, I was like, perfect.
Yes, excellent.
I knew she was going to make the show. I'm going to be honest. I knew she was going to make this show because she always does something. But in this regard, I'm torn. Because I don't have perfect pitch. I have what you call relative pitch, which means, what's up, Samuel? What's up, Deontay? Relative pitch means I can hear a song or hear somebody sing something, and I can kind of get close to it. So that's what I have. I have relative pitch. My cousin Jason, he has perfect pitch. Leonard Razor has perfect pitch. So does Raekwon. So does Russell. So does Dio. Dio from the drums. And I'm turning around him, what key she is. Like Dio did a gig with me with Ricky last week. Man, he killed it. Dio killed that gig. Wow, Dio, you killed that gig. And so Dio came in the gig, had to learn all these songs because we have like so many sets. And so we did this set. And Dio, I'm looking like, what key is he in? And Dio has perfect pitch. And so that works for me. And I think in this case, you need somebody in the band. If you're going to be flipping and flopping everywhere, you need somebody in the band that has perfect pitch. But if they don't have perfect pitch, that's not on them. You veered from the song. You veered, went way left. And then when they hit the key, I've always been told, I grew up coaching. I've always been told that if somebody do that, just don't even play. Let them clap or whatever. And then, y'all kind of move on to the next song. See, Destiny, like, whoa, nobody in this band obviously has perfect pitch, and that's not their fault. Because if you want people to be able to follow you, then hire guys that got perfect pitch. I feel personally, as an MD myself, I don't have perfect pitch, I have relative pitch. But I think it is necessary to have somebody, especially if you're in an organic situation. Like if you're playing at Powerhouse or you're playing at one of these other churches where they just move it all around, doing everything under the sun. You need somebody in that band that has perfect pitch. And I would prefer in a church setting that it's a keyboard player because they can find it faster. And then we just fall. What key you in, bro? Okay, B flat, let's go. You see what I'm saying? But in this regard, everybody was saying, well, the musicians was wrong. And I've been seeing that happen. A lot of people been going at musicians for you not being prepared. Musicians are most likely prepared. It's not our fault that you can't stay in key. It's not our fault that you wavering and now you can't find the key you in because you did all these acrobatic vocal somersaults. That's not our fault. we learned the song. We played the set that was before us. So how dare you come and chastise us because you wanted to go Kojic at your gig? And TJ, I'm sorry, TJ. Yeah, you do have perfect pitch. But it's not our fault. Singers, it is not our job to try to find you after you finish flipping and fighting Thanos and all this stuff in your voice. It's not our job to do that. If we rehearse the song and this song is in A flat or A, and we rehearsed the song, we played the song, and just because you want to veer off and do your Nikki Ross impersonations, that's not on us. I don't feel. And I think it's unfair for you to come at us and put us on blast like we was the one that was wrong, but you were the one that was wrong. That's just my opinion on that. Now, I could be wrong, but honestly, in gospel music, I hardly think I am in this regard because I've done it for so long. I've seen so many different things. And like I said, I think it's necessary to have somebody in the band that has perfect pitch. I'm blessed because pretty much my whole band has it. So I don't have to worry about it. But if you don't have a full band, at least one, then you can avoid this. But still, either one or two things need to happen. Either you don't do these vocal acrobatics or musicians just lay out. Don't even hit that note. If you don't know where she is, don't try to find it. Because you remember back in the day when somebody was preaching and it's like, you roll up and try to, that will never fly on that setting. It's too high of a setting. You need to represent. So lay out. That's just my opinion. Now, let's move to the creme de la creme. A little while ago, I think it was a few years ago, it might have been last year, but I saw it mostly a lot this year. The person with the most plausible, when I say the most plausible name in gospel music history, Richard Smallwood. This is a plausible name. I love Richard Smallwood, but his name is paused. Pause. I, being Derek or D, that could be paused too, depending on how you use it. But nevertheless, I would have changed my name. I probably would change my name to Xavier Stronghold or something like that because, bro, wait, hold on. I played a service years ago and I was on the organ and the song was Grateful, okay? Be Grateful, right? Walter Hawkins, simple song. I'm playing how it's supposed to go. The leader singer was doing vocal gymnastics and looked at me, and they do that. They do that, y'all. I played at gigs. I've never been in one, I imagine, be playing behind somebody soloing. But it was friends of mine, or people who were in the band that was trying hard to find this person. Nikki Ross, I love her to death, and she's like incredible. She lost that musician. He was sitting over there. You could literally see the question marks over his head. It was question marks over his head. He was like, whoa, I need to get that. Do question marks so it can be over my head. Pause. But yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, that's it. But anyway, she did all these vocal acrobatics, and Nikki Ross is an impeccable singer. She did these runs and everything else, and the musician just was like, man, if ever F it could be said in church, he would have said it right there in the mic because he was just like, I'm done. And then she said B flat, and he hit it, and then she sang it. So that was crazy. But to me, honestly, I love Nikki Ross. She knows I love her down to her toes. But I would have sat out, Nikki. I love you. You know I love you. I would have sat out. And I was there at that concert. But if I was on keys, if I was good enough to play keys for you, I would have sat out. What it do, Brandon? What's up, man? But back to your boy, Richard Smallwood. He has a song, and it's probably one of the most sang songs in the history of church. It is so known that everybody's saying, oh my God, let's do Total Praise. Let's do Total Praise. So Richard Smallwood, pause, and I'm going to say pause every time I say his name. I'm going to say pause. I'm sorry. Because it is a pause, because his nickname with Smallwood, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm not trying to rip you, but good Lord. Ooh, Jesus. But anyway, Total Praise. Everybody has been doing that song wrong. Apparently, he got online and whatever. I saw clips of it or whatever, but he was saying, what was it? I will my eye to the. Everybody goes, hills. Everybody does that. When it really just goes straight to hills, straight to the six, right? And I'm like, okay, wow, because you would have never thought that. But then he went further, he elaborated, and he kind of added his 2 cents with it, right? So when I found out that he had said that, the first thing I did was go to, I went to to YouTube, whatever, you can find everything. And I went to YouTube and I saw it and I said, let me listen to it. Clear as day, you hear it. To the hills, you hear it clear as day. You probably never thought of it until he brought attention to it. But now it's so ubiquitous, you can see it. You can see it through your ears. It's there. You like, oh my God, I heard it. And now I can't unhear it. So when I hear it, somebody sing it, I'm still looking for that six. But here's the thing that for me, and I'm gonna bless y'all. We did this song a long time ago, New G. And this is before I was even playing, right? This is before I was even a huge fan of New G. I like New G, but at the time when this song came out, I was still on my Tommy's theme because Steve Huff, and I was still on that. You know, I was kind of like an Alonda Draper and all these other people. I like New G, but I wasn't a fan just yet. New G is in Chicago. You know how they go right here. You kind of take them for granted. I became a fan later. Trust me, I did. But I wasn't a fan when Holy Ghost Takeover album came out. I think when Holy Ghost Takeover album came out, that's when I started to really start to get into the choir and New G. I really started to like them then because they had some good ones on there. The first album was ripping too, but the second one is like they took it to a whole nother level. They did this song called You Oughta Been There. Y'all remember that? And in the vamp, it goes, you oughta been that. Dun, 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 dun. When he say my song, you oughta been that. Dun, dun, dun. When he make me whole. Altos. You don't know like I know. Y'all didn't know that. Because everybody was saying, you don't know like I know. Everybody was doing that. It's not what it was doing. It's just, you don't know like I know. When I heard Ricky, I had to go to a rehearsal because Ricky not the person, he don't put people on blast. You know, you sing it, whatever. He knows, he knows what the parts were. He taught them. So he knows these parts. He knows these parts. But one thing Ricky never did, he never got on here and said, y'all singing it wrong. And it's a host of songs from New G y'all do wrong. I ain't gonna hold you because even when I see people doing bass covers of songs that I've recorded, with New G or otherwise, there's a lot of songs that I don't broadcast that I've actually recorded. And I've heard people do covers of these tunes on YouTube. And I never once say, I didn't go there, or I didn't do that, or that's not how it goes. I've always said, and you've heard me say on this show, I would prefer you to do it your way. I want to hear you do it in the way that you feel comfortable doing. I don't want any bass player that plays any songs that I've recorded. I don't want you to play it like D. Hearne. I want you to play it like you. I want you to play it like whatever is you want to express. You as a professional musician, you know what parts need to be there. But you as an expressive artist, you should know, okay, I want to express this differently. Derek may have gone to a flat 7. I may want to go to a 2. I may want to do a nice little lick to land wherever we're going after that. To me, honestly, that's expressive. When I go to look at people doing covers of songs that I've done, or somebody tags me because they tag me in songs that people doing covers. I don't mind. I enjoy watching them, but they do that. And I watch it and I'm like, okay, that was nice. I'd rather you play the song in your way. And Ricky kind of is that way. He doesn't bother people like that. But it doesn't make Richard Smallwood wrong. Richard Smallwood, Lord Jesus. It doesn't make him wrong for expressing how people are singing the song wrong. But we did not know that. Because number one, and I'm going to hurt some feelings out here, I love y'all, but y'all don't pay attention to mixing your records. Y'all don't pay attention to mixing them, and you sure as heck don't pay attention to producing them. because you cannot write a song and your vocals and they clashing everywhere vocally, and then you get mad when people can't hear what you wrote because you wrote a song where the vocals are so close or clashing with each other that with music and auxiliaries and trumpets and guitars and partridge in the pear tree, we don't know what's going on with them vocals, but then you say, you're not right, you're not
right. You making my song sound bad.
But it's not on us to do that. Produce a record where we can clearly hear the vocals. Clearly, every note from every section. Because if we can't do that, you can't get mad when we don't know what you are singing. And that's really where, and gospel music more so than any genre. You just don't know what's going to happen when you hear them vocals. Yeah, you can hear the blend maybe, but like when they start splitting off and doing different things, you can't hear it. And honestly, that's fine because nobody's going to be perfect. No production is going to be perfect. I personally disdain too perfect recordings. I like the mistakes. I like the mishaps. It makes you feel like you were there. No musician on earth or singer on earth can actually do any of this 12 songs straight through without a mistake anywhere. Keep some of them there. So I don't care when people try to say, oh, Derek missed that. Yes, I did. God bless you. I missed it. It happens. I'm not perfect, but I like an organic kind of situation. Back in the day, they didn't care because they were recording them songs. They knew it was a mistake was going to happen every now and then. They cared more about their craft than we did. That's a whole nother life because they would, if they messed up, they started over from the top. We're going to do this from beginning to end. So if you did any of Temptation songs, imagine playing Papa Russell Rolling Stone, you messed up. Now we got to do this 15-minute long intro all over again. But no, I think we don't produce records well enough for us to say, you did it wrong. No, you did it wrong. You didn't produce it well. Which brings me to my next point. I'm a huge fan of James Hall. A huge fan. I mean, I believe listening to him, especially when I was younger, that first record was pinnacle. That first record, if ever there was a record that should stand beyond, that should never lose its power, that first record with Gain the World, with, what's the name of that song? We did it. God is in Control. But my favorite song on there is Gave It All to Him. Y'all probably don't know that. Gave it all to him. That song, We Serve a Mighty God, is on there. We serve. That's another one of them songs that if you really listen to it, you can't really hear, but it's like a lot of harmony going on in that tag in the last part of that song. And Melvin Crispell, God, man, unbelievable. The world and gospel music, it has, we've moved on, but it is not the same without him, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Melvin Crispell set a standard on gospel organists for them that is unimaginable. That's not to say there aren't other greats. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't get sensitive. I know how y'all are. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is Melvin Crispell set a standard, and that standard is high. And he demonstrated it on every single James Hall record. That whole band, though, that whole band was impeccable. And they influenced a lot of me actually coming up, especially Reggie Young, Jesus, man. So when I listen to James Hall, I'm like, I'm a fan. I love his music. I love the way that they're not scared to push that envelope. We gonna go. We don't care if y'all don't understand. Up your music vocabulary. And I love that about him. You still got the cassette tape? Yeah, I listen. I still go back and listen. That We Serve a Mighty God. That's another slow one on there that I liked. I can't remember what it was, but I liked it. And then they came back, well, I'm not the same, I haven't changed. They did that song. Oh man, they did that. What's that? Sits on the throne and he reigns, he's right. They did that. And then they did My Savior, he lives today. They did, listen, for us, for church people, for church choirs, for me, hit after hit after hit after hit James Hall has done. I mean, yeah, the world may not have understood it, and grand scheme, they may not have, like, whatever. But church choir, I love choirs. So church choir wise, I loved it. I bought my brother the CD, the videotape. Man, that's why I used to buy my brother. That's probably why he is a choir head, because I helped him. You know, I mean, probably like maybe 0.000001 by buying these things. I bought him a Lando Draper, All the Bases. Y'all remember that record? See, I'm showing my age, but these are records that resonated with me, right? So I love James Hall. I loved his songs. I loved his music. So he did this song called God Wants a Yes. And so everybody has done this song. I played this song, I believe, played it in front of him. Pause. I played this song in front of him. And so I'm like, as many times have I heard this song sang. It was a video clip that has pretty much circulated around the circles that I travel in as far as music and gospel music. And I want you to take a look at what he said. Here we go.
Oh my God.
That's what it is. That's on the record. I don't know what everybody else is hearing, but that's what it is. It's on the record. Okay? Yes! Yes! I know y'all go, yes! But that is wrong. That is wrong, wrong, wrong.
Okay, we know it from that part, right? So, yes, we know it now. Real talk. How many of you really knew that before he said it? How many of you? How many of you? Because I played for True Holiness where Larry, the guy that was sitting there, I played for True Holiness, and we didn't do that. That's not what was taught to us. My brothers probably, and Larry, they're probably one of the greatest choir directors I ever worked with Ricky. I've never played this song. Ricky never did it, but he's the greatest in my opinion. I don't know anyone, nobody's choir that I've heard in my dang near half of a century old life that has done this song and did it right. Did what he just did. Right? So naturally, I went back and I watched it. I had to go watch it. I had to. I love the song. So, in DEE Hearne show fashion, let's watch it. I slowed this thing down. Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear that being sang right here? Do you hear it? I don't hear it. Please tell me I'm not the only one. You can't hear them doing that. I'm sorry, I don't hear it. I'm not a choir director, thank God. I'm just a bass player, but I'm a producer and I'm a songwriter. Anthony McGay, he knows I'm a songwriter. I love Anthony. I'll see you in a week, Anthony. I worked with people. They can vouch for my ability to write songs. They can vouch for my ability to hear parts in songs. They can vouch for I write songs with 5/6 harmony, 5/6 part harmony. I hear the changes. So I'm no slouch out here. I don't like to throw my stuff out there and stuff that I do. I don't need to do that. But I'm going to do it today. I can hear this stuff. I write songs. I produce songs. I arrange music. I arrange vocals. I teach vocals. I work with vocals. People know that. People that I work with know that. They can vouch for what I do. Because I sit back and I follow my role don't mean that I don't know how to do that. And I should never, and musicians, let me go here. We know how to do more than play music, y'all. Some musicians actually have their own groups. We do more than just play. But a lot of us, we just chill. We do our role. At any moment, I could grab that mic and teach songs and work with vocals and work with dynamics and work with dictation or whatever, pronunciation and enunciation. I can work with that with him and him and him. I can do all of that. But I don't do it because my role is MD, musician director, not choir director. And it's inappropriate for me to overstep my boundaries to go at them. Now, if they ask me, D, what do you think? Then I'm going to tell them. So when I played this, I said, I don't hear this. Hear that. You can't hear that. And so I was like, okay, if there was a way for me to actually get the vocals and hear what they did without all of the production behind it and the music behind it, I could hear it better. Probably. That was stupid, Derek. But nevertheless, we're going to move forward. I would say, okay, yeah. I would definitely be able to hear it and dictate and say, oh my God, we were wrong. And so, but wait, hold on. No music. Do you hear them doing that? I don't hear them doing that. Even without the music, you don't hear it. So let me say this. If you are one of those few people that are saying, before he even said anything, before he said anything to you, you knew that you had this song right and you taught it right. You know what I got to say to you?
Stop the cap.
Stop. There is no way you could have heard that. There is no way. No. I don't believe it. No disrespect to anybody. I just don't believe it. There is no way you could have heard that. I just played it with no music. And you still you can't definitively. And here's my thing. Because he brought attention to it, now we're all listening for it. And still, we still got to be like, I don't know, I still don't hear it. It should have been distinctive. When I pulled this music out and it was just vocals, you should have heard it clear as day. But only thing is, you hear tenors. And here's another thing that nobody's thinking about. We can't hear it if they're going in between what the tenors are singing, what the sopranos are singing. So to us, it's like a phase cancellation. It's like canceling. So if they're going, you doing that, you going with the sopranos, you go with the tenors. So we ain't going to hear that moving. We going to hear whatever, because to us, that's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like. But here's my biggest question. Why wait 20 years? So you let us sing this song 20 years wrong, and now you say it's wrong? I mean, now, understand, I don't think we're upset because I'm personally not upset. I play bass. But I don't think people were upset because they were singing it wrong. I think people were like, well, dang, okay. And I think they were more irritated at the people who's like, oh, I had it. Cap, stop it. Cap, I don't believe you. And that's what I said to a friend. I said, I just don't believe you. Because here's my thing. You're probably wondering why I got Martin behind me. This guy, this guy right here, Tommy, everybody used to mess with him and say, you don't have a job. They used to say, you ain't got no job. They used to say it to him. You ain't got no job, Tommy, or you ain't got a job. The only thing Tommy had to do was show a check stub, show a whatever. So I'm kind of anything that would show that he actually really did have a job, and people would have left him alone. And I don't think they would have, and let's not act childish. See, I told you, that's childish. Just present the evidence. If you say you knew this song and you did it right before any of this, produce the evidence. Video, audio, anything, produce it. Because to us, it just looks like you clout chasing. Like, oh, I had it right. We don't understand. We don't believe that. I know I don't, because there is no way hearing what I just heard. You heard this off rip and said, oh, I hear that. Bull crap. That's bull. We don't believe that. And so you made yourself look higher than the rest of us. And it ain't just one person I'm talking about. I'm not doing that. But it's one person in particular that I had not you, not him, another one that I had a conversation with, and this conversation got real nasty. And I'm like, over this? Because you ain't nobody who you think you are talking to. Look, bro, all I'm saying is I just don't believe you. Because listen to what I just heard with the vocals off. You can't tell me off rip you had that right. I'm going to say it was Jesus. Well, I mean, really, to be honest with you, Anthony, to be honest with you, this thing, any artist can say this. To be honest, any artist, especially gospel music, could say they not singing it right, or this part is not right. Oh, no, that's not what the altos did. It's always the altos. It's always the altos. Sopranos, they pretty much get tenors, everybody gets right. But the alto part always sends the people, they send them away. Oh my God, the alto is not right. Because the alto part always gets lost somewhere. And honestly, like I said, a lot of artists, if not pretty much all of the choir ones, can say, you didn't do that right. That's not right. But we made a big deal out of this one. Not because we said, because y'all funny. Some of y'all was like talking about his mohawk and everything else. Y'all, the internet is undefeated. I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about the people that said, oh my God, I knew I was right. I had it right from jump. Cap, that's not, I don't believe you. Because there's no way. I played it. Right? I played it. Those of you who played it, heard it, you didn't really hear it. You kinda, because you're looking for it now. So your brain is trying to find it. But initially, you ain't heard that. I still can't hear it. And my ears are not bad. I got pretty decent ears for the most part, at least for parts and teaching them. I'm okay. That's just cap. I just don't believe you. So if you are one of those people that said you had it right from jump, you can make the easiest $100 you could ever make. The easiest. The first person that sends me any video or anything of you either singing this song or whatever before all of this. I'm talking about you, trust me, y'all got the tapes. Y'all love to videotape. Y'all love to audio tape your rehearsals and gigs. Show me where it is. I'll give you 100. I will cash app it to you right away. The easiest $100 you can ever make. I will cash it. You can say $100 ain't nothing. Yeah. And the only thing you got to do is find this video of you singing or teaching or whatever this song in the time before any of this, and I'll give you $100. It's the easiest $100 you ever make. The first person that does it gets $100. And I'm going to send it to you. My cash app will send you And I'm gonna say thank you. And the next show, I'm going to say who did it, and I'm going to post your video and your audio or whatsoever it is. I'm going to post it on my next show with saying, hey, this person did get it right. This person did do that. But I don't think it's gonna happen. But you can prove me wrong. Do it tonight, then. Cash out me, Willie. I need to hear. Now, if you in worship and praise, it don't count. If you know him, it don't count. Cause you can't. That's the what the cheat code. Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. No, we ain't doing that. But I'm saying people. There's been a lot of people said I did it right from jump. Now you can't. Nisha, you see, that's why I love Nisha. Nisha said, hey, you just wanted, my minister music is on here. The wonderfully beautiful Christina Lindsay. She says, and at this point, I'm not changing it. No, we just sang the song Sunday, right? I think we just did this song. We ain't do that, and we ain't gonna do it. Well, you know what? Honestly, if I'm teaching, I'm gonna do it to, okay, you said it straight, got it. That's just me. Now, I'm not knocking if you don't want to do it your way. Look, it's your church. Do it the way y'all feel comfortable. We ain't singing for him. If he comes to your church and he does his song, then honor the man by doing the song the way he wrote it. Ask him, is this right? And hope that he would tell you if you are wrong. But if it's just your church service, do it the way whatever. We ain't none of us gonna get paid for the artist to do it. Oh my God, you killed my song. I'm going to send you $8,000. No. Do it the way you want to do it. But I thought this was all funny. I thought it was super funny. I had fun reading some of your statuses, and I was irritated at some of your statuses. Some of y'all, and this is the part where I'm going to get kind of mean. Some of y'all, I can't believe you because your group sound a fool every time I hear them. So it's impossible for me to believe that you were able to teach this part with such intricacy. And when every time I hear your choir or group or ensemble or solo, you sound a fool. You're not able, there's nothing you can say to me to make me believe that you can hear this parts of the song, but you can't hear the parts of your throat that's messing up every other thing. So you can't even sing Nearer My God to Thee right, but you heard this part to teach it to you, your disciples, or the ivory pluckles and the voices of the elephants, whoever you may be teaching, you couldn't do that right. Because every time we hear you, you sound a fool. You have no credibility in gospel music. You have no credibility anywhere. Nobody's buying your records. Nobody's buying your LPs. Nobody's going to your concerts. Nobody's buying your t-shirts. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's getting their hair pressed like yours. Why would we listen to you, and why would we just believe you off rip that you were able to teach this part right when every other song you teach is wrong or sounds incredibly horrible? That's just my opinion. So y'all be clout chasing a lot for me. Just be like, okay, well, we'll teach it the right way. I taught it right myself at first. I didn't need it. Cap. Type it. Cap. All cap. But anyway, I love y'all. Just wanted to jump on here and give my 2 cents. I want to jump on here and give my 2 cents. Because I've been seeing it just way too much. It's just, people just love attention. They love this attention to say, I knew it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Now, if that should be you, will there be one? I'm opening up the doors of the church right now. If you want to jump on here, type I want on in the comment section, and I'll bring you on. I'll bring you on right now. If you want to jump on here and say, I'm one of the ones, I'll let you on. Give your 2 cents. I'm opening up the doors. I'm opening up the doors of the church. What's the altar call song? We offer Christ to you. What key is that? My people with perfect pitch. Oh, my brother, we offer Christ to you. Or maybe I should add some different parts that y'all can't hear. Maybe that'll help people to come to Christ. So I'm opening up the doors. I'm opening up the doors. You said D major. Okay, thank you, Eugene. But no, I'm serious. Now, let's stop doing that, okay? If you know the song or whatever, okay, that's fine. You know, I've learned, and I'm going to leave with this. Just because you know something don't mean you need to share it. Because if you have the credibility of a cockroach, you might want to internalize that. You might want to just keep it to yourself. Because when you do bring it out, you can't get mad for people asking for evidence of it. Me asking for evidence of something that you've done is not me calling you a liar. Especially if I know you, we have a relationship. I'm not going to disrespect you by calling you a liar. I'm just going to say, I don't believe you. I need proof. Why are we so offended by people wanting proof? If I was to get on here and say, I produce for Dottie Peoples, y'all gonna be like, okay, well, where's the proof? How can I get mad because you asked for evidence of something I just told you? If I told you I'm a millionaire, you're gonna look for evidence. You're gonna look at my car, you're gonna look at my shoes, you're gonna look at how I dress, how I carry myself, you're gonna look at the people I hang around. You're gonna wanna know. You're going to want to know where I live. You're going to want to know that because you're looking for evidence. How can I get upset for people looking for evidence? That's the way we're wired. And to be honest with you, I would rather you want evidence because we got too many people walking around foolishly blind because you believe everything everybody says. You don't need to do that. If somebody says something that you believe is astronomically weird or maybe false, you have the right to say, don't believe that. You didn't call him a liar because a liar is somebody that practices lies. That's what a liar is. A liar is somebody that practices lying. But I don't believe you. That's, to me, that's an intelligent person saying, present me with evidence. That's all they're saying. So don't get your manties and your panties in a bunch because somebody asks you for evidence of something that they don't find credible or believable. With extraordinary assertions, they require extraordinary evidence. You need to be able to prove and validate. See, we're always looking for validation, but we don't want to go through the validation process. I can vouch for stuff that I've done. I can vouch for stuff that Curtis or Razor or Josiah or these guys have done. I can vouch for them because I can see their work. Their name is on these records. Their name is on things that we can see on TV. They have credibility. So I don't need to ask them, you really produced that song? His name is on here. So if somebody should get on there, hey, I produced this record, we can honestly, to be honest, we can find or ask that artist, did this person who produced your record? Oh, Curtis did, or Derek did, or Razor did, or whatever, or Raekwon did the sound or whatever. It's credibility here. Never get mad at somebody asking you. You should actually be proud because now I get to prove to you. To me, that's no different than preachers that do that. When preachers come out and say, oh, well, you just need to believe me with no evidence. No, you need evidence. That flat top lie. You know what, Nisha? We're not doing that. We not. I'm in Milwaukee next week though. We got everybody, my Milwaukee people. We breaking bread when I get there next week. Just so you know. But I just want to jump on here real quick, and I wanted to share my thoughts on this because it was one, and this has to be for me to jump, rush home from church and jump and throw this camera on and come on here. It had to be something. But I knew when I saw all these things, I was like, come on, man. Y'all taking this too far. Now, some of y'all funny. I love you. But some of y'all need to chill. Y'all, I don't believe you. Again, my $100 offer stands. Anybody that knows anybody that wants to get this 100 because it's Christmas time, you could probably use this. This could go for a gift card or something, or a toaster, or something that you want to buy for somebody. So don't act like $100 won't go somewhere. It'll at least fill up your tank. Well, some of your tanks. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Now, we do this every Monday. Sometimes I talk relationships, sometimes I talk preachers going wild, but tonight it was this. And I hope you were blessed. Let people's songs, hey, if they tell you the song's wrong, then you can either sing it the way that they taught it. I think that's the biggest honor you can show to a songwriter is to attempt to sing the song the way they wrote it. But as producers, as engineers, as songwriters, we need to make sure we are giving people, if we want to make that an issue, we need to make sure that when it's put out, that they can hear these things clearly. So it won't be an issue. Okay? Love you guys. I'm about to jump off of here. Let me read a couple more. We all need good cause for paying us up, and this is random warfare. Right. It was. It's probably safe to say you won't be paying out. I think somebody will try. I'm remixing it, all putting different songs together. Okay. Let me read some more. We are grateful. I really thank you guys for joining me. It's late too. And so, I mean, good Lord. Thank you guys. But I'm about to jump off of here. And I love you guys. Take care. Good night.